Desai, just cutting across live to him. Let's see if he speaks to the media. Okay, that's Subhash Desai of the NCP for the Shiv Sena, who's just entered the Chief Minister's residence. He's just entered, not speaking to the media, not a single word. He's just entered. In fact, the police had to sort of come and escort him from the media. He's perhaps just taken a walk. He's taken a walk and he's entered the Chief Minister's residence. He's not going to speak to the media. Okay, so that's a big leader of the Shiv Sena who's just entered, looking very glum, not very happy. Not very happy about the media asking him those questions. But I think we have some breaking news updates coming in. Let me go across and get you the breaking news updates right now. The breaking news update that we have is from that meeting. A very top leader in the Shiv Sena has told Republic TV, and I'm getting in the details right now. In fact, our teams have spoken to leaders who are aware of what was discussed, what happened in Surat, and the details we have is that they met the envoys that were sent from Mumbai by Uddhav to go and meet Eknath Shinde, met him for over 1.5 hours. So there were conflicting reports in the course of our reporting, and we are now told that that meeting between Eknath Shinde and the envoys went on for about 1.5 hours. In fact, we have also heard from one of the envoys. In fact, there were two envoys who were sent to meet Shinde, and we are hearing from one of the envoys who went to meet him that meeting took place for about 1.5 hours. And we are also hearing that the envoys made him speak to Uddhav. So we reported a few minutes back that the envoys made Eknath Shinde speak to Uddhav, and that has also happened. And that conversation, we are told, went on for about 14 to 15 minutes. And Shinde has said that Shinde reportedly said and showed anger. He said he was pretty angry. He said, "You've come all the way," speaking to his party colleagues, saying that you've come all the way to meet me here in Surat, but in Mumbai there are demonstrations, there are slogans being raised against me, people are burning my posters. And he also says, "I have not left the party and I have not resigned, and yet such imagery that is going out from Mumbai, especially from Shiv Sainiks, is not a good sign." Shinde has also asked for more time from Uddhav. Reportedly, from one of his envoys is the information that we're picking up. He's asked for more time from Uddhav to decide the future course of action. Uddhav has assured that his concerns will be taken care of. So that's a very interesting development that is coming in. He has also said, "I have not spoken against anyone." He says, and Eknath Shinde has said, "I have not spoken to anyone. I'm not against the party, and you are yet going ahead and burning my posters, and you're agitating against me, and that is not the right message that's going out." That's what Eknath Shinde told one of the envoys who travelled all the way from Mumbai to Surat in a car via road to speak to him and somehow try and convince him. He told, we have now a second confirmation come in. I think now we can confirm once again a second confirmation of a call that was exchanged between Eknath Shinde and the Chief Minister of Maharashtra via Milind Narvekar, a 14 to 15 minute conversation, and he made registered his protest against the slogans, the burning of his posters, effigies that is happening in different parts of the state. And Uddhav has reportedly told him that he will address all his concerns. Let me go across straight to Surat, where that meeting happened between Milind Narvekar, the envoy that was sent by Uddhav, the Maharashtra Chief Minister, and Eknath Shinde. That meeting happened. And in case you're watching us, watching this broadcast from anywhere in India, this is a politically significant story because one of the most fragile alliances in India, one of the most fragile and most controversial alliances in India, that was not based on any ideology. They just wanted to come and put up a government against the BJP. The Mahavikas Aghadi government is facing a big trouble because the Shiv Sena does not have the numbers officially. At least they're not by the Chief Minister's side. Nearly 3/5 of them are with Eknath Shinde. Priyanka is joining me live from Surat. Priyanka, over to you.
Well, that's right, Niranjan. As you were pointing out, the kind of conversation that took place between the envoy and Eknath Shinde, and how he had stated that here there is an envoy that has been sent specially so that Eknath Shinde can have a conversation with Uddhav Thackeray. However, there are effigies that are being burned. There are protests that are broken out in Maharashtra against Eknath Shinde, calling him a deserter of the Shiv Sena party. Now, apart from that, what we got information from inside was that of the meeting between Eknath Shinde and Narvikar and Ravindra Phatak as well. And there was a phone conversation that went on between Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray as well, and Narvikar in fact made that conversation happen, is what we're being told. But there was a 15-minute meeting that was one-on-one between Eknath Shinde and Narvikar. Apart from that, there were also there was this brief question that was also posed to the MLAs that are holed up inside, along with Eknath Shinde, who had stated that they are unanimously standing with Eknath Shinde and whatever he's standing for, since he had in the public domain stated that the Shiv Sena is not following the ideology of Balasaheb Thackeray and the ideology of Hindutva. They deserted that ideology, and that is why we are standing with Eknath Shinde, who's fighting for those things. Now, apart from that, we are also learning that there are at least 29 MLAs along with Eknath Shinde inside. Apart from that, there are independent MLAs as well that we were learning were making their way towards south of Gujarat. Now, as of now, whether it will be Surat or otherwise in South Gujarat is something that is yet to be confirmed. But other than that, there were other rebel MLAs as well that had landed in Surat, and they would be making their way here towards Le Meridian as well. Now, by late night is now what we're being told is that perhaps the BJP contingent, the BJP leadership will also be coming to Gujarat, that will be coming towards Surat or Ahmedabad. There are some leaders that have already started landing in Ahmedabad, and they are also having several meetings at Kamalam as well, is what we're being told, the BJP headquarters in Gujarat. Now, apart from that, there are Surat BJP leaders that are already inside Le Meridian, inside where these meetings had taken place. But as of now, those are Surat leadership that is only being a fly on the wall at this meeting, and also reporting back to all of that is happening with Eknath Shinde, and reporting it back to C.R. Patil and other BJP leadership as well. Let me pan our cameras, because there is some movement here of several convoys that are making their way towards the Le Meridian Hotel. And we were told earlier as well, in fact, Niranjan, as you had seen the visuals that we had shown you, that there were Shiv Sena convoys that were making their way here towards Le Meridian. But as of now, in fact, we were expecting those convoys to be those of the rebel MLAs that had taken a chartered flight and were landing in Surat, but the cars were empty, so we're expecting those MLAs to also make their way towards Le Meridian. But as of now, these meetings that have transpired are really something that tell us how and where really the loyalties of the MLAs also lie, because the MLAs have unanimously said that they are standing with Eknath Shinde. They're not interested in going back with Uddhav Thackeray. They're not interested in going back with Narvikar, because he did make several last-ditch attempts. He did try to speak to Eknath Shinde. He did try to, make this last-ditch attempt so that all the MLAs along with Eknath Shinde can come back with Uddhav Thackeray. But apart from that, what we are learning is that Devendra Fadnavis had a meeting with the top leadership of the BJP there in Delhi, and after that we were expecting that Devendra Fadnavis would be landing in Gujarat. He would be perhaps first coming to Surat and then making his way towards Ahmedabad, is what the earlier plan was. But as of now, we don't have a confirmation, because it is a very volatile situation right now, Niranjan. Several of the MLAs by the Shiv Sena being kept hostage in Mumbai. Several of the MLAs that are not being allowed to come towards Gujarat, and several MLAs are already inside Le Meridian. But apart from them, there are others making their way from the Surat airport towards Le Meridian as well. Several meetings are also expected, and the state leadership keeping a very, very close watch as to what's transpiring inside of the Le Meridian. Which are the MLAs, in fact, that are already present there? Which are the MLAs that are making their way towards Le Meridian? And really, they're reporting back to the BJP leadership as to what really transpired between the leaders.